What we decided to do was that we are very picky about the actual individual components that go into a server. So we buy all the individual components and we piece together the best server that we can. Over time, we have found the hardware architecture that maximizes performance for our users.
When something breaks, we're not calling a vendor and saying we don't know what's going wrong. We know because we built it. We built all the parts. We often know that a box is headed for having some trouble long before the customer has any idea that there's going to be any trouble. There will be nothing that happens that we don't know is happening.
We can actually give you SSH access and let you log in through Shell, and we have Ruby on Rails and a lot of services that other hosts just don't even offer. Due to the technology that we have here, those guys can run those services and have a nice little environment to test and work on, rather than having to pay for a dedicated server to do that, which is normally what they would have to do.
We don't let the grass grow under our feet here in terms of old hardware. The hardware's moved out. We're constantly upgrading. And again, the customer gets to take advantage of that.
We've also made our platform work well with every open source software out there, WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, and to create a system that works and scales to now millions of websites, trillions of hits.
Most companies with hosting, when you have a service that's running in Linux that's eating up a lot of resources, the only thing that they could do if it kind of got stuck is kill the process.
Well, we developed the technology to be able to isolate individual users so that their performance won't affect the performance of others.
When we have a user whose account is abusing the server resource-wise, we can actually get around that and not cause problems for the other customers. Downtime is less on Bluehost because they have these technologies that nobody else has.
Between the hardware that goes into our servers and then software technology, we have the best shared hosting platform on the planet.
We've all been frustrated by spam. Even though it's a growing problem, there are fortunately things you can do to keep it out of your inbox. Postini is the world's most powerful anti-spam solution. When activated, it passes all the emails you receive through anti-spam servers. These servers use advanced algorithms to filter out any bad emails and stop them before they ever get to your inbox. Postini's filters are super effective because they're powered by Google. The bad guys are always devising new ways to get through, but because Postini's filters are informed by Google's millions of email users, their algorithms are always up to date and super effective. In fact, Postini stops over 99% of unwanted email. Companies all over the world rely on it. It's the same technology powering Gmail, and we use it here at Bluehost headquarters. We want our clients to be able to use the same industrial strength tool, so we built Postini right into your Bluehost hosting account. You can activate it for just $1 a month per email address. And while fully customizable, Postini comes pre-configured, ready to use right out of the box. Just turn it on and spam disappears. Visit the Upgrades tab in your Bluehost account to start your free trial today. See how much better life is with a clean and lean inbox.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle and I'll be your server today. Sort of, but not really. Alright, jokes aside, a web server looks something like this. It's just a big old computer that stores loads of info and serves it to other computers using the internet. Compared to your personal computer, servers have a ton more space, they're faster, and they have more power. It's like comparing a kitten to a cougar. While personal files are stored on your own computer, a server stores all the files that make up a website. And while you probably turn your own computer on and off, a server is kept running all the time, so it's constantly keeping your website connected to the rest of the world. All in all, your home computer is designed for human-to-computer contact, while a server is designed for computer-to-computer contact. Pretty simple, eh? Now, how do you get a server to call your own? That's called web hosting. You pay a web host to have access to your very own, or at least part of, a handy-dandy server. That's it, guys. You just got served. Have a suggestion for our next topic? Let us know in the comments below. Have you ever wondered how domains work? I mean, think about it. You type in a bunch of letters, hit enter, and bam, a website appears. Well, you're going to learn exactly how that happens right now in less than 60 seconds. The story of domains starts with an IP address. IP addresses are what make communication between two devices possible. Just like you have a home address, computers use IP addresses to communicate with each other. Anyways, when you type in a domain at the top of your browser, that domain is actually linked with an IP address. Your browser then searches through what's called the domain name system, which is basically a phone book for IP addresses and their corresponding domain names. Then, once your browser finds the right address, it's able to communicate with the right server that's hosting the site you want to visit. Your browser takes that information from the server, the files, images, code, and whatnot, and converts it into, bam, a website you can actually see and use. There you have it, folks. That's domains in a nutshell for you. It's not magic after all, just amazing technology. Have a suggestion for our next topic? Let us know in the comments below. Hey guys, I'm Michelle and you're watching Web Basics in under 60 seconds. Today, we're talking websites, so please keep your arms and legs inside at all times, and here we go. Let's compare a website to a person, like me. I've got eyes, ears, legs, and arms, while a website has text, images, videos, and buttons. On the outside, both of us appear pretty straightforward, but we wouldn't look the way we do without a code. Mine happens to be a genetic code, where a website's code is called HTML. Now, websites are made of files, just like the ones you have on your computer, but a website's files are written in code, so you need something that decodes it all for you when you're browsing the internet. That's where your web browser comes in. Your browser decodes all the carets, hex codes, and tags into the cat videos, Pinterest fails, and embarrassing posts by your ex-boyfriend you see online. Like what you learned today? Then like, share, comment, subscribe, or follow us for more.
Traffic. In the real world, people hate it, but online, people can't get enough of it. You see, when it comes to owning a small business, you'd rather have too many people waiting in line than not enough. Otherwise, you're out of a job. That's why boosting that traffic to your website is so critical to your success. Here are 5 tips for how you can get more traffic. The kind you like. First, to get people excited about coming to your site, you gotta set yourself up as a voice of authority. Chances are you're not the only business out there of its kind. You've probably got some competitors. So let your visitors know you know more than the other guys. You can do this by creating useful content that your visitors actually want to read. That could be blog posts, ebooks, or industry guides. You could answer hard questions on social media, even if the questions aren't directly related to your product. You could even host a webinar or upload industry-related educational videos. What about live tweeting a company event? I mean, the options are endless. Second, don't just market your product to everybody. Market it to somebody. Let me explain. If you want to really resonate with your site's visitors, find out who they are. Are they male or female? Partygoers or mommy bloggers? Where do they live? Find out exactly who your target market is, and then generate content that appeals to them. You can do this by guest blogging, answering questions on Quora or Yahoo, or other websites like helpareporter.com, which allows journalists to quickly find expert sources, like yourself, to interview. Now, my third tip is simple, but gold. A great way to attract traffic to your website is through partnerships. Many small businesses make strategic partnerships, but never foster them. Not cool. You gotta take advantage of these connections by doing joint social media promotions, shared giveaways and sales, trading ads on each other's websites, or doing blog posts that highlight you guys working together. As for number 4, you gotta support stuff. Humanize your brand a little. Let your customers know you care, and then they might show you a little love back. For example, choose a cause or a nonprofit that aligns with your business's values and support it. Your customers will see you're more than just a money-hungry, money-making machine. You care about stuff, just like they do. All right, I'm gonna leave you with one last amazing tip. It's called PPC, or pay-per-click advertising. Get this, PPC lets you place ads online in places where your target market is most likely to see them. It almost feels like cheating. Whether that's on a Google search result page, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, or any other website that allows for paid advertising, the online world is your billboard. PPC advertising is the fastest way to get traffic to your website right off the bat. And you only pay a fee when your ad is clicked. Pretty awesome, right? As you can see, getting more traffic to your website is a combination of efforts. It takes time, it takes patience, but in the end, it leaves you with loyal customers and more of them. Boy, isn't traffic great? Like what you heard? Subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn more about how to boost your business online.
Security breaches are every web user's nightmare. Whether it's a hacker attacking your website or customer information being stolen, or even something as simple as spam flooding your inbox, no site owner wants to deal with the hassle and delay of cleaning up after unwelcome visitors. So what do you do to prevent these things from happening in the first place? The best time to beef up your security is before any of these things ever happen. Here's 6 basic things you can do to protect your website now. First, consider installing an SSL certificate. SSL certificates encrypt data transmitted to and from your website. That means credit card numbers, passwords, email addresses, and home addresses, basically any information your visitors don't want revealed, are protected. Think of it this way. An SSL is like a thick privacy envelope that protects the information inside as it's delivered to and from your site. This high-tech privacy envelope can only be opened by the intended recipient and no one else in between. An SSL certificate not only protects your visitors, but gives them the peace of mind to keep coming back. Second, to protect your site from spammy comments and bot attacks, take advantage of CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA is a super long acronym for an equally long name. It stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Test to tell computers and humans apart. This acronym may sound like an unfamiliar mouthful, but you've definitely seen CAPTCHA in action. You know those images of jumbled words or distorted numbers you have to decipher before submitting a form? That's what CAPTCHA is. Those little tests of your humanity help block bots from automatically submitting forms or harvesting email addresses. So if you want to protect your site against fraudulent signups for your newsletter, for example, CAPTCHA is a great way to stop spammers. Third, regularly shield your site against malware. When you imagine being hacked, you might picture a black screen with a laughing skull and crossbones, warning you of the intrusion. But in reality, hackers are much more discreet. They want your site to be infected for as long as possible before you notice, so they have time to steal data or send out spam. That's why it's so important to shield your site with a malware protection service, like SiteLock Security. SiteLock scours your site for malware daily and automatically removes it, saving you time and worry, and protecting your site against hackers too. Fourth, frequently update your applications and plugins. Now, this is absolutely critical for preventing hacker attacks. Running old software is like driving a car with an open recall for catching on fire. You're just asking for trouble. Security holes are constantly being remedied each time new software is released, so you want to make sure you're up to speed every time a new version is out to take advantage of these fixes. And this applies to plugins too. If you subscribe to a plugin security announcement list, you'll never miss an opportunity to update. Just keep in mind that not all plugins are created equal, so only install those that are highly reviewed and have a reputation as being safe. Fifth, access your site only from secure locations. Viruses, malware, and keyloggers, which is surveillance software that records what you type, can be discreetly installed on computers by hackers and used to obtain your username, password credentials, or even infect your website files themselves. Practicing good at-home security means taking common sense measures, such as never opening emails or attachments from people you don't recognize, using a reliable antivirus or spyware scanner, backing up your website and database frequently, avoiding rogue websites, and just being careful about where you share your information. Last but not least, simply choose a smart password. Smart passwords are long, a minimum of 12 characters to be exact. They should also use a combination of numbers, symbols, upper and lowercase letters too. And you shouldn't rely on the same password you use for your email or social media accounts. Make sure to make it unique and complicated. A little preemptive site security can save you from huge headaches down the road. So take a moment, review these 6 tips we just covered, and ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to protect my website now? If not, start today. And if you need a little help, Bluehost experts are standing by. Give us a call at any time and we'll help you give your website the absolute protection it deserves. All right, friends, I'm Michelle, and we have a lot to talk about in less than 60 seconds, so we're just going to dive right in. Let's talk web hosts. So when you want to start a business in the real world, you need a physical location to keep and sell your products, right? Like a store. Turns out you need a physical space for an online business too. The files and code that make up your website take up space, and a web hosting company like Bluehost provides the space you need. That space comes in the form of servers. Basically, you pay a web host to give your website the shelter and support it needs. Here's how it works. When you buy a hosting plan from Bluehost, we allocate a specific amount of server space at our data center specifically for your website. That server is tied to an IP address so that when people visit your site, their computer can connect to the address at that server where your site files are stored. Got it? Our servers will then deliver that info to your visitors in the form of a beautiful, functional website. Want to learn more about the web? Stay tuned for more tips.
Well, Bluehost got started in 2003 by Matt Heaton and Danny Ashworth, and they wanted to kind of make a better hosting company. They'd had a couple iterations before, but Bluehost was the next generation of hosting.
And they thought, hey, if we ever got up to 20, 30,000 customers, that's the most we'd ever be able to handle. Today, we're well over that. We've got close to 1 million customers. We're growing by 30 to 40,000 a month.
And there's lots of things that Bluehost has done to make the web hosting industry better. So not only do you have faster speeds, more reliable uptime, and less bugs or issues that could potentially take down your website, but it's just gonna run cleaner and faster. And that's because of the technology that we've developed here.
That's something that really sets us apart from our competition. A lot of companies, they go out, they rent servers from a data center, they fire them up for their customers, and that's the extent of it. They don't really know the hardware. And we all know hardware very, very well. We build all of our servers here in-house, we spec them out, we actually test different configurations. We work with the manufacturers to have them build what we want. Understanding that better helps customers realize, hey, my downtime is less on Bluehost because they have these technologies that nobody else has.
We have worked hard on the stability of the platform. As a service provider, we believe that the #1 important factor is to have uptime. So we do everything that we can to make that server lightning fast.
So we're constantly finding better ways to do it more efficiently, more effectively, and more powerfully for the users. The largest goal of Bluehost is to make sure that the customer is happy and that they really think that Bluehost is taking care of them. Our support is amazing. We have an average hold time of less than 30 seconds. We offer 24/7 service. It's all based here in the USA. The quality of support is so high that we can actually answer questions the first time rather than having repeat calls coming in from the same customer with the same issue.
One of the things that makes us different than everyone else is we are 100% in-house in every way. Every single representative, no matter what department they come into, goes through a couple weeks worth of training in not only technical aspects so that we make sure that our staff is knowledgeable, but also so that we can train them in customer service and knowing how to address the customer's needs, how to listen to our clients, how to make sure that we're taking care of them and making them feel comfortable and happy with their hosting experience.
On a daily basis, I get many comments about how amazing our technical support is, how they can't believe how they picked up the phone and within a few seconds actually talked to a tech, somebody who was knowledgeable, solved their problem quickly, and addressed all the issues that they have.
I really do get a feel and sense that our customers want the web hosting experience to be better, and they know we'll listen, and so together we make a pretty fantastic company.